A very good evening and a warm welcome to our second edition of UBC News tonight on this 19th day of March 2023. Before we get into tonight's news bulletin, let's first take a look at the top stories tonight. And in our top stories tonight, Jacob Kiplimo wins the prestigious New York Marathon. Museveni's condolence delivered to Kasaka school crash victims. New Lauryn Khadi pledges to work closely with government. And Uganda Cranes arrives in Egypt for game against Tanzania. Welcome once again. This is UBC News tonight, and I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Now we start off with, of course, news that is buzzing around town. Jacob Kiplimo's star has continued to shine after triumphing at the 2023 New York Half Marathon this Sunday afternoon. The 22-year-old sensation crossed the line in 1 hour and 1 minute, reducing compatriot Joshua Cheptegei to second place by almost a minute. The success earned Kiplimo $20,000 US, which is the equivalent of about 73 million Uganda shillings, while Cheptegei in second got half of that. Moroccan Zuhair Talbi finished third among the men, while Kenya's Helen Obiri won the ladies' event. Now, this latest Kiplimo success comes hot on the heels of his world-class cross-country championship gold medal achieved last month in Bathurst, Australia. Frenchman Jets Platt bettered others in the wheelchair, and American Susanna Scaroni beat other ladies. The United Airlines New York City Marathon is arguably America's largest, and this year had over 25,000 competitors.
A little bit, but yeah, as we just watch here,
Jacob Kiplimo, your winner on the men's side, the United Airlines half marathon champion. He's a half marathon world record holder, and he sure made it look easy here today, Chris.
Yeah, under the cold conditions, he was one of those guys when you looked at the starting line, he was out of his element, but today persevered and gritted his way all the way to victory, made a big move in the 12th mile to break one of the most accomplished runners in the world in Joshua Cheptegei. But it's once again Jacob Kiplimo victorious here on the streets of New York.
Muslims of Luwero district converged at Kasana Umea grounds to witness the consecration of Sheikh Ramadan Mulindwa as a new district Khadi. The consecration of Sheikh Mulindwa comes at a time when Muslims of Uganda are at a turning point following several years of disunity. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja represented President Museveni at the ceremony.
Kasana Umea grounds, which was the venue for the consecration, also hosts the district headquarters for the Uganda Muslim Supreme Council. The Mufti of Uganda, Sheikh Shaban Ramadan Mubaje, consecrated the new district Khadi.
Having been elected as district card of Luwero district under East Uganda Muslim region, do solemnly affirm that I will honestly observe, exercise, and preserve the Constitution of Uganda Muslim Supreme Council.
Sheikh Mulindwa has been a caretaker district Khadi for Luwero district from 2019 to 2022. Upon the recommendation of the College of Sheikhs, the Mufti of Uganda finally appointed Sheikh Mulindwa as the substantive Khadi for Luwero Muslim District in September 2022. Prime Minister Robina Nabanja, who represented President Yoweri Museveni, delivered his message where he appreciated the Muslim fraternity for their continued effort to forge unity of purpose. The president donated a brand new Nissan Navara vehicle to the new Khadi. Nabanja reminded the people of Luwero and the country at large to take advantage of the Parish Development Model Flagship Project and the Emyoga program to improve their welfare.
Asima echamufi echayunite okwegata gemani okwegata gemani kedore kubile mungalo nagamati engudo tugenda kukola oluva wali Butarangu is a priority road. Butarangu Ngoma. Tugenda kola oluguudo olukolas. Ekirala n'agamba take advantage of all government programs and projects. Twaweereza emyoga, kaka tubaweereza parish model. Tubasaba nti mukole nga government bwe balambika.
The Minister for Luwero Triangle, Alice Kaboyo, who was chairperson organizing committee for the consecration of the new Khadi, called for renewed commitment to working together with government.
Mulimu guno nga bwe tuyambe kwegata ate shekukula yagedde ntwegase etuyambe kwekulaakulanya tuli beeteefuteefu okukwatira gavumenti ku puroguramu zenna ez'okwekulaakulanya era nga ne mu intelligence council twakkiriza okukwatira gavumenti mu puroguramu zonna kazibeere z'abyabulwadde nga buno korona twali wamu kazibeere zakwejjaku obwavu tulina kubeera wamu.
On his part, the newly consecrated Khadi, Sheikh Mulindwa, pledged his commitment to work closely with government to improve service delivery to the people.
Muslim Council wadde nga balina ebibiina byabwe ebyenjawulo ebyenjiri gye tuliko ntibeerayo mu kibiina kyo mu ssalafu mu jumazukuuli mu butonatete mu sipideka mu kibuli naye Uganda Muslim Council ye ambuleera.
The consecration ceremony was also attended by the Bishop of Luwero Diocese Eridad in Subuga, a cross-section of political leaders and government officials.
Now, another important story to note this evening: the visiting president of the Federal Republic of Somalia, His Excellency Hassan Sheikh Mohamud, has highly commended President Museveni, the government and the people of Uganda for the unwavering support extended to the people of Somalia in eliminating terrorism in their country. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud made the remarks this evening at the passing out of 2,900 trainees for the Somali National Army, who have successfully concluded their 4 months special basic military training at the Special Mission Training Center in Butiaba, Busia district. The visiting Somali leader, who was accompanied by his host President Museveni and the daughter of the Somali leader Miss Jannah Hassan Sheikh, and the Minister of Defense of the Federal Republic of Somalia, Mr. Abdul Qadir Mohamud Noor, witnessed military demonstrations at the range grounds conducted by the Somali graduates that included, among others, very impressive and spectacular marksmanship in range firing, patrols, checkpoints, hose clearing, and VIP protection, suicide attacks. The president of Somalia, who earlier administered the oath of allegiance to the graduates, described the pass-out occasion of the Somali trainees as the singing of the history of partnership between Somalia and Uganda in defeating terrorism in Africa, and in particular the Eastern Horn of Africa. He noted that it had been a decade and a half since the first contingent of UPDF stepped in Somalia. The gallant soldiers of Uganda proved wrong those who thought the Ugandan army would fail in its mission in Somalia, adding that it was this bold step that bore the seeds that other African countries followed. He added that the heroes of Uganda will always remain grateful in the hearts of many people of Somalia for helping them not only defend their country but also prepare them to take over the sovereign responsibility of its own security. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud was optimistic that the rolling out of the well-trained forces in Uganda will certainly change the environment of Somalia and also in the operational theaters where the war against terrorism is being conducted. The Somali leader disclosed that in the last 6 months, large swathes of land had been redeemed from the terrorists, and the government is now providing people in liberated areas with the services they had been denied for the last 1.5 decades, like absence of schools, medical facilities, and other basic necessities. He said the Somali government is now embarking on the second phase of the struggle after almost concluding the first one, and expressed his gratitude to the troop contributing countries of African Mission in Somalia, as well as the frontline states bordering Somalia for their support. He concluded by immensely thanking the people of Uganda for their unwavering support and hoped that this gesture will continue and the people of the two countries will soon have another day where they will celebrate Somalia without fear of terrorists. President Museveni, on his part, thanked President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud for his kind remarks and appreciation for Uganda's modest contribution to the resistance in Somalia. The president was very glad to hear from his guest that the war in Somalia is now taken up by the people themselves and their army. He noted that if the people of Africa had to internalize that concept instead of behaving like the colonial armies that fronted money first, everything would be easy. He thanked President Hassan for the move, noting that even some of the trainees are from London and other countries and want to acquire skills to defend their country. He said the training received by the Somali trainees was at tactical level and was the medicine for the terrorists.
Finding the history of Somalia and Uganda's partnership in defeating the scourge of terrorism in Africa and in particularly in the eastern horn of Africa. This is not the first time that Uganda has contributed to the peaceful establishment of Somali state back in place in the last 2 decades almost. Somalia is grateful and will always remain in debt for the sacrifices that the government and the people of Uganda, under the leadership of His Excellency Yoweri Museveni, has done to Somalia at very difficult times.
Issue saying that, oh, we are kafiri. When they said we are kafiri, they said, okay, if we are kafiri, this is our land, this is Africa. If you don't want to live with us, go back to Pakistan, to those places where you come from. Take that nonsense there. Nonsense of intolerance. So I'm very glad that when we had a showdown with these people in Mogadishu, other people came up, even the people of Somalia themselves came up. Today, when we were seeing these young people, you could see they are coming up. Some of them have come from London, some have come from Nairobi to join. They are here to defend their country. Now, what they have been taught here is a tactical level. You can deal with the enemy. You have all the medicine for him. The only medicine they didn't bring to me was the mortar. That one was not there. But the others were there. The SMG, the machine gun, the RPG. I'm sure when you are doing the exercise, they also show you the mortar in case he's hiding behind an obstacle. There are answers for those people, for the terrorists, at the tactical level. The problem of security in Africa has really been at the ideological and strategic level. When you hear there are problems in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in all those places, it is because our people, even in Uganda, we had the same problem. They did not get the concept of the people's army. They talk about it, but when it comes to practice, they don't get it. Even the Western countries talk about it. Some of the Western thinkers talk about it. They say, even Mao Zedong, they say, war is politics by other means. And Mao Zedong, when he came, he said war was the highest form of politics.
UBC News tonight. Now, the 5 million condolence pledge and 1 million shillings assistance towards each of the victims of the recent Sinotruck crash at Kasaka Senior Secondary School in Gombe District, promised by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has been delivered. The State Minister for Kampala Affairs, Kabuye Chota Togabye, who was in the company of the State House Comptroller Jane Bareche and local leaders, delivered the condolence.
On Tuesday, 14th March 2023, a Sinotruck ran and rammed into two classes of Kasaka Senior Secondary School in Gombe District, killing 4 students and leaving many wounded.
In the Senior 4 West block, we lost 1 student there.
During the Friday 16th March 2023 address to Parliament, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni condoled with the families and promised them 5 million shilling package each and 1 million shillings to the hospitalized.
The State House Comptroller to send 5 million shillings to each of the families of the 4 students that died in that accident. I'm also directing the State House Comptroller to give 1 million shillings each to the 14 students that are injured and are in Gombe Hospital.
The State Minister for Kampala Affairs, Kabuye Chota Togabye, and State House Comptroller Jane Bareche commiserated with the families upon the loss of their beloved ones.
Wawo tuli munaku taata naye ate tusiimye taata.
Tibannange nga kitalo nga muganda wammwe naye mukama waffe taata w'abaana abamu bazzukulu naye yanyoloddwa nnyo. Enjaga eno yagwawo ng'omukulu taliyo naye olwatuuka n'alumba tyowaye ebyaguddeeko ate kukaalo wabitegedde. Kubanga abaganda bagamba omukadde ataziika ku kyalo abe akola atya aba musezi.
Temulowooza nti kino kyabalumye mwekka, kyalumye buli omu yakirabye. Abaana abato batalina musango okufuna naye yabadde accident. Tekyabadde intended era accident ejja nga teri agitegese. Naye ekirungi bano abasigaddewo tubasiimira Mukama kubanga kyandibadde kisoboka okubeera ate waasi. Ekintu kino bwe kyatuuseewo twebaza President okulaba nti bwe yatuuse bw'ati mu ggwanga kyasookeddeko.
The families were joined by local leaders and residents.
Kale kunyolwa kwa maanyi nnyo ninja kwebaza President. Olwaleero tutegeeredde ddala nti Oweekitiibwa President kyayogera mu bantu era kye bawulira kyekyo kyennyini ekimuli ku mutima.
So olwaleero akasimu olwazze nti amabugo gajja ate nga gali mu mikono gya State House Controller, nze nabadde assured nti abo tegajja kuvaako wadde n'akatono bwe kati. So njagala okwebaza Oweekitiibwa President olw'okuddukirira omulanga gwaffe ate n'okubeera omutaka omulungi.
Kale omwana ono Mukama nga bwe twamusabira nakakano bwe tukyasaba omuwa ekiwummulo eky'emirembe.
The delegation also checked on those still nursing wounds at different hospitals.
Muze tuli wano okuleeta mubaka wa President Museveni yawulidde ennyike kyeyali mu ggwanga naye yatuse n'amuuma n'agamba batwalire obujjanjabi.
The strong and recovering survivors still recalls how they survived death and very appreciative to His Excellency the President.
Thank the President for the support and the treatment he has sent out for children. The President has ordered
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
That's the State Minister for Kampala Affairs, Kabuye Chofa Togabi, and of course the State House Controller, Jane Badeche. They are giving the promised condolence from the President. Now, 1 month after the Turkey, Syria earthquake tragedy, Christians are relating the events as the end of times. Leaders are calling on masses to repent as the second coming of Jesus Christ comes soon.
Christians across the country have been asked to refocus and assess the ongoing trends in the world as signs of the second coming of Jesus Christ. The earthquake in Turkey, where hundreds lost their lives, the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, hitting bank stocks, revealing hidden stresses, and putting nations on tension. Reverend Stephen Musinguzi Batungire says that all these manifestations come through men of God alerting over the end of times.
Quakings in Turkey, of this earth, that is not a surprise. It is biblically stated in the gospel. It happens to be what was prophesied in the gospels. And that's why I believe that the prophet is relevant to our times, because his prophecies are biblically based. They're not just from anywhere. They're biblically based. They're God-given. They're God-inspired prophecies.
The Spirit of God began to reveal to me an earthquake that is about to happen, and I will tell you, if I remember, what it will be significant. But it's going to be in a place and in a time where you
so
look at it will be great.
This prophetic utterance is so real, is so Bible-based. It's actually, according to the biblical scholars, there are two words to explain the prophecies that Prophet Elvis Mbonyi brings about or utters. Two words, very practical. Eschatology or eschatological and apocalyptic.
Reverend Musinguzi further recite the Bible in Luke, saying that all these prophecies were told, and it is to us, the believers, to believe in what the prophets talk about the end of times. Silicon Valley Bank collapsed with astounding speed, and investors are on edge about whether its demise could spark a broader banking meltdown. Turkey, on the other hand, is assessing what the damage and recovery looks like a month after the earthquakes, and different humanitarian organizations have come out offering support to the nation.
Lira Catholic Bishop Sanctus Lino Wanok has rejected the notion that homosexuality is a right. Wanok says the behavior does not result in life, which is a mockery to God's creation. He says the church will never be quiet on this evil and asks Christians to use this Holy Week that precedes Easter to pray for the world in totality.
That's the actual lack of human right. Lira Catholic Bishop Right Reverend Sanctus Lino Wanok has expressed bitterness in the manner in which some evil people have come out to contradict God's way of giving life to humanity in the name of human rights. He says sodomy was sternly punished by God and humanity should never attempt to repeat.
And that's why Christianity is very stern about its teaching. Anybody trying to alter our way that Jesus Christ has shown us to the Father, then Christianity does not comply to that. And one of these is homosexuality. And another one is like, destruction, like killing, destruction of humanity, theft. These are things contradicting God's way of giving life for people. Because the first value that God wants for humanity is they have life and have it to the full.
Wanok says the notion that homosexuality is a human right should be rejected in totality.
Human rights says we have obligation towards every human being, beginning from the time of conception, ending with the time of dying. When somebody is dying, needs assistance. When he is being conceived, he is assisted for the conception. The two people are needed, the man and the woman, for conception to take place. Not a man and a man or a woman and a woman. No. So this process needs the right of the person be respected. The right means that all that others must do to support this life is called human right. We need to support everybody to stand as a human being. And this is what Christianity is preaching, that you are created in in God's image, and therefore from your conception to death, life should not be stopped by anybody.
Homosexuality is majorly being pushed by the West behind the veil of human rights. The Anti-Homosexuality Act that was passed in 2013 and later annulled in 2014 carried the punishment of life in prison for aggravated homosexuality. Wanok, however, says the church will stand its ground by saying those practicing should never be killed but preached to. He says everyone is a sinner and none is in authority to kill.
The person who is an homosexual needs salvation.
Eddie Oloa, UBC News.
The Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, has expressed the need of introducing peace education in schools and homes to save money used in buying of ambitions of other things. Norbert Mao made the remarks at the 7th annual and cessation of war commemoration of the Declaration of Peace at Makerere University.
Culture World Peace Restoration of Light has held the 7th annual commemoration of the Declaration of Peace and Cessation of War as a tool for comprehensive global peace building. Officiating at the function, the Minister of Justice and Constitutional Affairs, Norbert Mao, said Uganda is committed to achieving global peace and unity.
Manhili is currently 92 years old. And he has made dozens of peace trips around the world. Doing what? Planting seeds of peace. So your job is now to nurture those seeds so that the seedlings can grow. Your job is to water it. Protect it from strong winds. Seeing you young people gathered here and the hope in your eyes, I want to tell you that I share your faith that world peace is possible.
Mao says when peace is in the country, money is saved from buying ammunition because the opportunity cost of war is expensive.
Guns and bullets will build libraries for our children. Hospitals to take care of us when we are sick. Schools for our children. Better roads. Houses for you young people.
The representative, Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, Kim Chang-hee, said there is need to raise moral consciousness of people and give them a sense of unity and cooperation beyond individualism. The chairman, Heavenly Culture, World Peace, Restoration of Light, said war will disappear if there is love amongst countries.
그 예언하신 대로 John chapter 19 verse 30에 모든 것을 예수님을 통하여서 이루셨습니다.
Representing the NRM Secretariat, Lieutenant Colonel Richard Kukundakwe said that the effects of war are enormous and asked for the mobilization of youth into peace building.
You all know that at most youth has been a shopping area for so many different groups that have their own interests, whether it is political or any other.
Over 1,000 people graced the event and they signed peace letters that will be delivered to war-affected countries. Sudat Kaye, UBC News.
Lions Club's International Foundation Manager, Global Grants Department, Benjamin Futransky, has visited Uganda's Lions Club to appraise himself with the club's development. Also known as District 411B, the Lions Club of Uganda have a number of upcoming projects, including a health center at Bulyankuyege near Bombo, Wakiso district that Benjamin visited. Former Teso Affairs Minister, now the Governor, District 411B, Christine Amongi, the President, Lions Club of Kampala, Professor Lawrence Mugisha, and other senior members of Lions Club of Uganda received Benjamin.
Services Lions do all over the world in order to extend services to the people, especially health-related projects. So this where we are is about 2.5 acres, and we are establishing this center that is going to have several different components. It will have a maternity ward. We are concerned with the mothers giving birth in conditions that are not suitable and leading to loss of babies.
I'm very delighted to be here. When Benjamin wrote to me that he was coming to visit Uganda, he said he wanted to see 2 non-LCIF projects, and I recommended this project of the Lion Service Center and to support the less fortunate, as you have heard from Julius, from the chairman, told this to the immediate past.
We are also going to have a special area of eye clinic center because we know eyes and eye-related diseases and problems are very many in this area, area of Ruwero and part of central Uganda.
The administration block will be. Then the immediate item we have here, right here, when you see the foundation that we are working on, the center, and there is behind what this behind building is what, because in every project they are usually the worst case scenario. The name is the Lion Service Center.
To thank you, Governor. This is the second time you bring such a high officer from LCIF to visit us in your town, and we are very thankful. You remember we actually suggested that this project should actually be embraced by all the clubs in this country, so that we can have, that's what we are actually looking forward to as the Lions Club of Kampala, for the clubs to have a center where even the governor's office could be found. I know with communication. Even if she's here, she could actually communicate to all of us. So thank you, Benjamin. Thank you, Governor. Thank you, Vice Governors who have spared time to accompany him. And I believe I'll meet you again later.
The foundation that we are working on, center, and this behind building is what, because in every project they are usually the worst case scenario. The name is the Lion Service Center. The various
Parents and teachers in Rubaya Sub-County, Kashari South, Bara District have received a donation of livestock and solar systems as a strategy to enhance household income and improve formal education. Bara District Woman Councillor representing Rubaya County, Loide Twinomjuni Muhimbura, whose purpose is to improve household incomes in Bara.
Parents and teachers of Ruhunga Primary School in Rubaya Sub-County, Mbarara District were all smiles after being gifted with solar systems and livestock courtesy of the area councillor, Loida Trinomujuni Muhimbura. Trinomujuni says the gift to teachers and parents is aimed at enabling them meet their family needs and paying school fees.
They were not in good ways because they had failed to raise some school fees. So they had debts, their children were about to do school, to do exams, but they had no money. So as we talked at length, I thought about giving them pigs because I know pigs are good animals, they can generate money very fast because when it gives birth, when a pig gives birth, it can give birth to 10 to 14 piglets.
The headmaster, Ruhunga Primary School, Rubaya, Nwagira Robert, appealed to the parents to attend to the livestock given for income generation.
I want to call upon everyone who have managed to come here to take the message, to go and implement government programs, to go and look after these piglets, so that next time, if we are to cross-check, we need to find them with these piglets. Then,
in all, parents and teachers received a piglet each and a solar panel for livelihood improvement.
Busia district has for some time experienced poor performance in national examinations. The situation reportedly worsened by lack of cooperation between head teachers and the school management committees.
As I officially commissioned this, I want to say
Samia Bugwe South Constituency Member of Parliament Were Godfrey Odero has donated a multi-purpose printing machine to enable head teachers prepare assessment tests for learners in schools in Busia district.
First and foremost, you know, we are leaders. I am a leader today because of the people of Samia Bugwe South. And a leader, you start from home. This is where I belong. That's why I said first, let me give to the people who voted for me to make sure that I am a leader. So from there, I am going ahead to see what do we bring on board. And furthermore, this is not for only the people of Samia Bugwe South. This machine is for the whole district, because it is not only the schools which are in Samia Bugwe South which are going to print exam from that using that printer. Even Central, even municipality, and even Namaingo, the nearby district.
Odero says as leaders, they have to make sure that education standards of Samia Bugwe South and Busia improve. This was during a handover of a printing machine at Bukwekwe Primary School in Dumino Town Council in Busia district early this day.
All these schools have the budget for exam. And part of that budget, you find that there are schools with a high population of pupils. A school has a budget of 5 million, only printing exam. And now I am looking at a way, how do I reduce this cost to my people in my constraints? So that that money which they have been spending on exam, part of it, they can hire community teachers so that they beef up the staffs. As you know, our wage ceiling of Busia district is not so big.
The Assistant Chief Administrative Officer, Akrut Florence, thanked the area Member of Parliament for the support. Akrut highlighted challenges affecting the poor academic performance of Busia.
We do continuously share with government, with the technical people, on the gaps that could be existing. What is it that is making our children not perform well? Yes, there are those who have improved, but still performance is one thing. What is it that is making them not to perform? Of course, some of the issues they raised here by the inspector and also
The Senior Education Officer for Busia District, Baraza Gabriel Makanga, urged the Parents and Teachers Association Committee members to comply with the heads of the schools to improve the education standards.
Issues to do with printing exams.
Giant International Trade Organization Uganda, in conjunction with the High Commission of India, Kampala, has organized an Indian State Food Festival and MasterChef competition. The chief organizer, Dilip Bandali, says the competition has given Indians an opportunity to display their different types of food to the public.
Members of the Indian community in Uganda have participated in a food festival and a MasterChef competition in Kampala. The event was meant to act as the open opportunity for their community to display the skills of quality of cooking to the public. India has a variety of cultural food types.
Indians cook and eat, and we are just trying to bring that Indian state food into his. So there is a North Indian, there is a East Indian, there is a West Indian, there is a South Indian, there is a middle of the India. There are different states trying to bring their culture and the food here. So it's a very traditional, very authentic experience which people are here to come and enjoy.
The chief organizer of this event's festival from JN International Trade Organization Uganda, Dilip Bandali, explained that the event is the first of its kind to be organized in Uganda, and over 20 cultural Indian state groups have practically participated to showcase several catering skills.
They are also trying to serve their home food to the general public, and is again open to Ugandans because the food is very healthy, a little bit spicy, but you can adjust the spice level. I guess they will cook according to your taste, and it's a mix of everything. So I'm sure there's enough for varieties for also as a Ugandan you need to enjoy. So altogether there are 24 teams, as I told you, in the competition. The competition will go on for 3 hours.
Different competitors and the participants also commended the partnership between organizers plus the Indian High Commission in Uganda for the support provided.
We are supporting our local food, local item. We are vegetarian, so there is no chicken, fish, meat or eggs being used in this. It's all vegetarian food, and we are supporting vegetarianism as our community says.
The master chefs who are actually within the community and within the houses to bring their talent, and this event is organized along with the Indian High Commission to celebrate the 75 year of independence.
All the participants and the winners from the competition were given certificates and awards. Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Talk with freedom. Get MTN Freedom Voice Bundles that don't expire. Dial *100 *21# or my MTN app for more bundles. Together, we're unstoppable.
This isn't just a girl. She is the future. This is a teacher, a doctor, a community leader, our future president.
This is our family's pride.
This is my friend.
This is the future of our nation.
She is the future of Uganda, and the policies I enact today will protect her from teenage pregnancy.
She is the hope of our community, and I will talk to others about how we must protect her.
She is our family's pride, and I will protect her from child marriage and talk to her about the dangers of teenage pregnancy. we each have a role to play in empowering our teenage girls to protect them from child marriage and pregnancy, because when we empower them, we empower our nation. Protect the girl, save the nation.
Their support meant so much to me. I stayed focused and was protected from child marriage and teenage pregnancy. I will support other girls against child marriage and teenage pregnancy.
Take action. Report any case of defilement or child marriage to the police or call Sauti 116.
Get the most affordable 4G smartphone in Uganda from Airtel. Now heavily discounted from 250,000 shillings to 150,000 shillings only. Yes, 150,000 shillings only to keep you connected to your loved ones.
Dial *175*94# to activate free 1 GB instantly and 100% double data on all weekly and monthly bundles for 3 months. Get one today while stock lasts from the nearest Airtel shop. With Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, in partnership with the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the World Bank will host a public launch and dissemination of the Public Investment Financing Strategy, PIFS, on Tuesday, 21st of March, 2023 at Sheraton Hotel, Kampala. The guest of honor will be the Minister for Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Matia Kasaija. The PIFS aims to establish robust and sustainable financing mechanisms for the achievement of the Third National Development Plan by involving alignment of financing options to suitable government programs, minimizing the cost and risk exposure of financing modalities, and leveraging additional financing from traditional and other innovative sources to meet the increasing development requirements. It also provides a framework for partnerships with the private sector in implementation and financing of the public investment programs. The launch will provide a platform for stakeholders including high-level government officials, development partners, civil society, and the private sector to engage and discuss how to successfully implement the PIFS and achieve its objectives. The event will be a hybrid with an in-person attendance by invitation. All other participants are invited via Zoom and live on NBS television. For more information and to confirm your participation, please contact the Ministry of Finance, Planning and Economic Development on
Did you know that you can safely and conveniently make your school fees payments anytime, any school, anywhere using Airtel Money? Oh yes! Simply pick up your phone and dial *185#. Select option 6, school fees. Choose between school pay, peg pay, or shore pay. Enter student number. Enter amount, confirm name and transaction. Enter Airtel Money PIN. A confirmation message will be sent to you upon a successful transaction. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
Welcome back from that break. And now onto the business scene. The Ugandan population is increasingly being threatened by ailments as a result of poor use of agrochemicals. According to Senior Agriculture Officer Francis Sozi Buyondo, poor exposure to most of these chemicals is very dangerous. Kasaka Africa Association, in partnership with Makerere University, have embarked on a countrywide training campaign of agro-input stockists and extension officers to mitigate the adverse effects of misuse to the farmers.
The farmers who use the pesticides. Pesticides are extremely dangerous.
Mishandling agrochemicals is one of the challenges farmers are facing. Input dealers and farmers are at risk of contracting deadly ailments as they continue getting exposed to dangerous agrochemicals. According to Francis Sozi Buyondo, a retired senior agriculture officer, there is concern over the continued misuse of the chemicals and causing irreversible damages to human health and the plants and animals.
So mothers should take care. Don't sit where chemicals are. Be well protected. Wear personal protective clothing. It is important. If you have a skirt and you are applying chemicals, it is easy for the chemical to go upward into the system and it will get to the kid inside the stomach.
Soze Buyondo says a lot needs to be done to save the human race from deaths due to misuse of agriculture chemicals. The Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Sasakawa Africa Association Uganda, and Makerere University are in partnership to address quality issues and also to strengthen inspection in a training conducted in Lira City.
So safe use, people have been misusing chemicals so much, faking and all what have you. That's why Sasakawa Africa Association, we have come together with the Ministry of Agriculture, the local government, Makerere University, to make sure that we are able to skill agro-input stockists, making sure that the farmers are able to access quality input.
A senior agriculture inspector at the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Fred Muzira, said the exercise is intended to address both health, environmental hazards, as well as the rise in counterfeits.
And the idea is that the dealer is trained, because it's a para-extension, is going to advise the farmer to get down. But also moving forward on the issues of quality, like we've been talking, the ministry is planning quite a number of things. The PS is looking at collaborative mechanisms on how we, one, technically backstop the extension staff, our colleagues at the local governments, to make sure that we are collaborating in the fight against some of these quality issues.
Over the last years, Uganda has realized a rise in the number of cancer cases, reproductive health challenges, and long-term health issues. This comes in the wake of repeated ban of Ugandan produce by other countries attributed to high residual chemicals.
And shame some of these guys who are masquerading and bring these chemicals that are going to harm us, then the repercussions will come back to all of us. So we have to work together and also keep encouraging the farmers that buy products. Don't buy products from people who are hawking them. Very important. Buy products from a person who has a permanent shop that has a signpost.
The week-long training attracted input dealers and extension staff from over 5 districts in Uganda who received certificates in safe pesticide handling and application course.
The training I've obtained today on safe use of agrochemicals will help me to advise farmers very well on the safety of the environment, the safety of the food we are going to eat, and the safety of our community.
Marion Awori and Douglas Setumba for UBC.
Paying your bills the old way.
Let's go. Just need to buy some power.
Paying your bills with the My Airtel app.
Bro, there's a line.
You have the power in your pocket. The power to instantly pay your bills hassle-free. Unlock that power with the My Airtel app. Visit the App Store or Google Play now.
Oh, you're back.
Fish farming expo and training. Ekajansi ku aquaculture research and development center kutandika Friday ngabiri munya paka Sunday ngabiri mukaga March ngome 2023 sawa bili zokumacha bali lunaku kosirenya kumitano zokka no mutwalo kubone training jangu oyiko kuongera ku makungula ne sente zofuna mu byenyanja oyike babalusa endisa nekola emere ebyenyanja endwadde nezijanja bayabyo ero bikumotya ngabira mwate ngabya mutindo omwoleso kutide bakukuberere mu byenyanja bouncing kazo zabana ebisanyu santoko endoko kasiku okuva mu bayimbi ba Uganda benjawulo eno olaba oyiga ng'atonyumirwa obulamu Fishwise kuba essimu 0702 mukaga 2205 oba 0772 mukaga 26 okumanya ebisingawo tosubwa omwoleso gw'ebyennyanja okuwagiddwa nawo nga gutegekeddwa Slick Stars.
Jerry con. Hey, Master Blaster. Touch him, man. Bang Jerry con with muscle. Those ones who say go is for you only. Mundaba. Best school fees I teach you. When I go to the school, because of the cover is very far. Is you serious? It's serious you. What? Yeah? You step it on it. Add kilometers to your legs and you get your sugar. We buy meat from Umaru and Umaru refuse to give you enough meat. Mama! Show him that they don't joke with you. Umaru,
okukakaluka n'okulungi kwetaagako omuntu akuyambako n'olwekyo tujja kukuteerawo embeera esaanidde osobole okukola ekisinga awamu teri kitulema.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're descending into Entebbe Airport. For those proceeding to Kampala City, the biggest event in East Africa is in town.
That's right, the East African Business Expo 2023 is happening from the 23rd to the 26th of March at Kololo Grounds. Join us to network, connect, and grow. Contact us for exhibition or sponsorship opportunities. The 14th East African Procurement Forum and Business Expo 2023 is hosted by PPBA.
Now sit back and relax. It's time to explore great business opportunities.
Are you tired of high fees and slow transfer time when sending money? Look no further. Airtel Money is here to revolutionize the way you move your money. We have revised our rates, and now sending money from Airtel to other networks in Uganda, East Africa, and to the rest of the world has never been more affordable. Plus, you can trust Airtel Money to get your money where it needs to go quickly and safely. Simply dial *185# and start sending money. Switch to Airtel Money today and experience unbeatable rates and top-notch services for all your local and international money transfer needs. Airtel Money. Instant, secure, borderless.
And now into the world of sports. For the first time, Uganda will have only 2 foreign-based players for the AFCON qualifying engagement. Uganda Cranes is already in Egypt, where they host neighbors Tanzania.
Uganda national team, the Cranes, is in Egypt ahead of the forthcoming 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. The team will face neighbors Tanzania in a double-header, with Uganda hosting the first leg on the 24th of March at Suez Canal Authority Stadium. The return leg would come 4 days later at Benjamin Mkapa National Stadium in Dar es Salaam. The contingent that left on Sunday morning was headed by the lead of delegation Rogers Byamukama, who is the FIFA Executive Committee member.
On Tuesday, we have a friendly match against the local team on the stadium we shall play with a close character so that we check all the players. Having in mind that in training players could hide, but when you put them in a competitive check-up is something that will give us the answer who are 11 ready, who are the 5 ready to be the impact of fresh legs in that do-or-die encounter against Tanzania on Friday at Suez Canal Stadium in Ismailia.
Besides goalkeeper Charles Lukwago, the defender Halid Dulwalila, the rest of the players are local-based. It should be noted that the foreign-based legion will join camp in Egypt from their respective clubs. The team will stay in Egypt capital Cairo for 2 days before relocating to Ismailia.
And that wraps it up on UBC News Tonight this weekend. Thank you so much for your company, and of course do have the best of the week. I'm Lauryn Kazimoto. Good night.